Everyone on the internet has been talking about the sharp contrast between how Cara Delevingne used to be when she was younger versus the state of her now. Everyone seems to agree that she needs to take some time off and reevaluate herself, but no one realizes just how bad things have always been for her. Let's talk about all of it in today's video. Cara grew up with an incredibly privileged background. She had the childhood that most of us can only dream of, with a famous, rich, and well-connected family. On the surface, it would seem like she had it all: rich parents, a big fancy house in an elite neighborhood in London, and the best private school. But the reality was much different. Things were not as good for her as they would seem. Cara had always described her family life while growing up as chaotic and extremely stressful. For those who don't know, Cara's mother, Pandora, had a heroin addiction so bad it cast a shadow over Cara's entire childhood, especially because she was the youngest girl. She opened up about it in an interview with Vogue, saying that it shapes the childhood of every kid whose parents have an addiction. You grow up too quickly because you're parenting your parents. My mother is an amazingly strong person with a huge heart, and I adore her, but it's not something you get better from. As if that wasn't bad enough, Cara was also diagnosed with dyspraxia, which is a condition that makes it difficult to coordinate your thoughts and movements. Things took a turn for the worse soon when she started struggling with her mental health on top of it all. Her exact words were, "All of a sudden, I was hit with a massive wave of depression and anxiety and self-hatred, where the feelings were so painful that I would slam my head against a tree to try to knock myself out. I never cut before, but would scratch myself to the point of bleeding. I just wanted to dematerialize." She would feel extremely guilty for feeling this way, especially when she had what many people would call a perfect life. She could get anything and everything she desired at a moment's whim, but she just wasn't happy. She would punish herself for feeling this way, and it would lead to a vicious cycle of bad feelings. She's often expressed how she did not like growing up rich because it came with a lot of pressure and demands. Things got even worse when she started modeling in an industry that is known for the pressure and inhumane standards it holds its workers to. The interesting thing about Cara's modeling career is that she never actually wanted to be a model. She wanted to be an actor or singer instead. But this was just how things turned out, and eventually the pressures of looking good at all times and watching her weight got to her, and she did not handle it well. For a while after that, Cara got so thin that there were rumors that she had developed an eating disorder. But Cara denied them, saying that she was under so much stress that she was losing weight without trying. All the while, she was still struggling with her mental health. She could not appreciate all the good things in her life. "There's just something dark within me I can't seem to shake. I feel alienated and alone." Cara officially came out as pansexual in 2017, but before that, she had kept her sexual orientation secret and suffered a lot of distress because she had to keep that part of herself hidden and repressed. Part of it was because she didn't want to admit to herself who she was, and part of it was because she didn't want to upset her old-fashioned family. She was deeply unhappy and depressed because she wasn't accepted and loved. The damage was done by this point. Between her crazy childhood, mental health struggles, pressures from her career, and her having to repress her sexuality, this downward spiral was a long time coming. It was around this time that she started substance abuse. There were signs that she might have been using for a while, like, for example, at the 2022 Met Gala, she was very jittery on the red carpet, which is highly unusual for a celebrity of her status. She could not seem to stand still, which is when people started suspecting that she might be on something. Then, she bizarrely trolled Megan Thee Stallion on the red carpet at the Billboard Music Awards 2022, tossing the hip-hop star's train dramatically in the air and later photobombing her. This has been unraveling for some time now, but at the same time, there's been an insane amount of love and support from people all over the world who feel for her. Here's to hoping that Cara makes a swift and complete recovery. Click on one of the two videos on your screen right now. We'll catch you guys in the next one.